Hello, I'm Anthony David Hobbs, and this is my review of the 1987 film The Running Man. And it's set way in the future, in the year 2017, which of course is now. So, why do a review of this now? You know, it looks dated. Well, yes, it does look dated, but I figured it's going to look a lot more dated in years to come, so probably best to review it now, yeah. And, okay, a bit of cynicism to start. The Hunger Games. That's a successful book series and film series, but I'm sorry, they got a lot of ideas from The Running Man. I mean, The Running Man is a story about reality TV, people in an arena where they fight to the death, and it's televised. Yeah. Yes, that's basically what The Hunger is. It's a different story, but the exact same concept, yeah. And The Running Man, I didn't see it when it was brand new. I saw it on TV when I was about 16 or 17. And at first I didn't get it, you know, I felt like something was missing, you know, and I thought it was a bit silly and a bit too cheesy, you know, the way the action was choreographed and stuff, you know. However, I have warmed to it over the years, and I think because after a time you realise, no, they're doing it on purpose. It's supposed to look a bit silly and cheesy, because it's for television. Yes, it has to look, you know, the fights have to look well choreographed to be entertaining, because they're on TV, yeah. So it's being cheesy on purpose, yeah. I mean, The Running Man, no, not as epic as The Terminator, Predator, or Total Recall, but still good anyway, you know, it's good in different ways, yeah. Okay, The Running Man, good things and bad things about it. Well, obviously predictions about future technology are wrong. Like, for a start, for some reason we still have audio tapes. That looks very dated. Or does it? Just a thought here. Maybe the writers did that on purpose, because your target audience is people in the 80s, so you have to show them something they're familiar with, i.e. an audio tape. Yeah. Well, possibly they did that on purpose or not. Then there's voice-activated gizmos in the kitchen, you know, and a television. You can turn it on with voice command. No, we don't have things like that. That's too advanced. We're not there yet, yeah. And, oh yes, another thing, reference to Mr. Spock. And an old man does a Star Trek reference about Mr. Spock, and a young person doesn't know what he's talking about, because Star Trek is long forgotten in 2017. Well, we now know that that's wrong, that's incorrect, yeah. Okay, some predictions they got right. Well, the huge, massive flat screen that can be seen in loads of streets in a city. Yes, we have those things now, yeah. The other bit, when they get a stunt double to play Ben Richards in a fight in the arena, and they superimpose the image of the real Ben Richards on him. Now we can do that now with the movie Rogue One, superimpose the image of a different person on someone's face like that, yeah. Okay, let's talk a bit about the story. Well, the story is it's quite different from the book. Yeah, in the book it's about a man who volunteers to go on the TV show Running Man. But this one, no, it's very different. No, it's a man who has no intention of going on the Running Man, but circumstances have forced him to do it, yeah. And he's framed for committing mass murder. Whereas the truth is it's the opposite. He refused to shoot on any unarmed people. So the government killed all those unarmed people anyway and blamed it on him, because somebody needed to be blamed, yeah. And he gets life in prison, but he's told he can have his freedom if he goes on the Running Man, yeah. And yes, it's basically the like wrestlers or something, you know. It's like a sports game show, you know. And they have names like Sub-Zero, Buzzsaw, Fireball, Dynamo, you know. And it's a fun show for the whole family, you know, yeah. What, little kids watching a show about people killing each other? God, that's terrible, yeah. And, but The Running Man, after a while, when you look a bit more far into it, you see it is quite satirical. It's about how the government manipulates footage, and they lie and tell you what you want to hear, as opposed to the actual truth, you know. Like, well, they frame a man for committing mass murder, they made out that he killed people in the airport and stuff, and they do that to get good ratings. Now, in real life, when I read a book, it's just a story, I want to be entertained. But when I read a newspaper, I don't want to be entertained. No, I just want facts, solid facts, that's it. But newspapers, they make stuff up. They have access to the facts, but they make stuff up anyway because the people want to be entertained. And it has to be entertaining to sell newspapers. And I think, well, no, that is a feeble excuse. That's silly. But it still goes on, yeah. And, okay, at the end of the film, The Running Man, it reminds me a bit of the end of Conan the Barbarian, where the hero confronts his nemesis, but doesn't kill him straight away. No, hears him out first. In the same way, Ben Richards confronts Killian and hears him out, and Killian says, "Oh, you look angry, Ben. But believe me, you've got every right to be. But would you just let me explain, you know?" So Ben Richards says, "Oh, why did you do it? Why did you frame it?" And Killian says, "For the ratings. You know, the ratings are astronomical. No other TV show in all history has gotten ratings as big as this. We're #1, Ben. That's all that matters. It's television, that's all." And so the justification was it's what the people want. And Ben Richards says, "Oh, really? Well, I'm going to give the people what I think they want." And he puts Killian in that chair thing that zooms through the tunnel thing and then kills him, yeah. And so in other words, Killian justified all this corrupt stuff he did to give the people what they want. But when the people found out that it was all a lie, that he'd been lying to them, they were disgusted and appalled. In other words, although Killian claimed it's what the people want, it's not what the people wanted at all. It's what he wanted. Yeah, so there's a difference, a huge difference, yeah. Okay, well, I'll end this review on a bit of philosophy. Would that work? If a television show had wrestlers or gladiators killing each other, would real-life violence boost the ratings of a show? I think the simple answer is no. No. Violence is, if it's made-up violence, if it's pretend violence, that's entertaining. But real-life violence is not entertaining, it's disturbing and controversial, yeah. But I thought it's interesting how The Running Man in the story, in the film, it's a TV show that's good for propaganda. Because in the story, the economy has collapsed, poor people have gotten much, much poorer, so poor that they can't even afford enough food to eat. Well, this TV show makes you forget all about that, yeah. And it stops the rioting. Well, not stops it, but makes the rioting less. And it makes the people think, wow, this country can't be that bad. Not if it produces a show as wonderful as that. Yeah, so it's good for propaganda, yeah. So people are told lies, even though the truth is the government's really corrupt. Okay, so don't believe everything you see on TV. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm Anthony Hobbs, and I'm never bored.